Alright, Shalom. Want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Shemi Ashai, Call Halal Yahweh Shemi Ashai, by Shema Call Kadash Barakathum, double honest high apostles slash elders, which are of GMS, who rule well, and blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and doing true sincerity, you few women that follow also, Sincere Habathum, Sequayim, Wa Akwaf. Alright, so this here, I wanted to do a lesson on. I've been having troubles with this computer, so I'm just trying to get it in where I fit in. You know, there's all kind of things popping up here. But as you can see here, it says Iranian leader Hussein Rouhani calls for Muslims to unite against the United States after Trump reimposed sanctions and pulled out of the 2015 anti-nuclear deal. And this is beautiful information. This information is on dailymail.com. It's on Fox. I originally seen it on Fox, and I pulled it back up through dailymail.com. It was published November 24th, 2018. So this is fairly new. It says Iranian President Hassan Rouhani called on Muslims worldwide on Saturday to unite against the United States instead of rolling out red carpets for criminals. Washington reimposed sanctions on Tehran in May after President Donald Trump pulled out of a 2015 international nuclear deal with Iran, under which they had been lifted, submitting to the West headed, and that's how Esau is, man. They're known for breaking treaties, as it says in the Book of Psalms, man. You know, they break their agreements. You know, the same thing they did with the natives, man. Okay, which further proves Esau can't be trusted. Which, going back to Gog and Magog, that says they ain't gonna accept no money, no nothing, because every time a so-called deal is made with them, they break it, or it ends up in a negative fashion. All right, it says submitting to the West headed by America would be treason against our religion and against the future generations of this region, Rouhani told an international conference on Islamic unity in Tehran in a speech broadcast live on state television. You know, it's a guy right here. You know what I'm saying? It says we have a choice to either roll out the red carpet for criminals or to forcefully stand against injustice and remain faithful to our prophet or Quran and our Islam. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with the Quran or Islam. This got something to do with the Holy Bible. Right now, I would say the King James, right? Because it's a prophecy that says that goes into this. You know what I'm saying? That the scripture says, "Art thou become weak as we?" But the main one I want to get is in the book of Second Ezra. It says Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 28. It says, "Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots. The nations, it says, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they that hear them may fear and tremble." You know, because it says that the Arabs are uniting. Okay, and the United Arabs are dealing with that. So so it says we have a choice to either roll out red carpets for criminals or to forcibly stand against injustice and remain faithful to our prophet and our Quran and our Islam. Rouhani said in an apparent reference to Saudi Arabia, it was very important, and other Gulf states which choose ties or will have close ties with Washington. Iran and Saudi Arabia are regional rivals and have supported opposing sides in conflicts in Syria and Yemen and different political factions in Iraq and Lebanon. Because this is important. This is an important key right here that I want to bring up at a later time. Okay. So I'm gonna read this. Continue reading. It says, In verse 30, it's the main point. It says, also the carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, right? And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, right? So who are the carmanians? When you look that word up, see here, I end up getting it through Wikipedia. There's other sites, but going to Wikipedia, just getting to the subject of the matter. It says Carmania, Old Persian, Middle Persian, is a historic region that approximately corresponds to the modern province of Kerman, and was a province of Achaemenid, Seleucid, Arsaciid, and Sassaninian Empire. The region bordered Persia in the west, Gedrosia in the southeast, Parthia in the north, latter known as Abarshar, and Aria to the northeast. Carmania was considered part Arania. Now, it says in the Bronze Age, late 3rd millennium BC, it is postulated that a civilization known as Jorif civilization developed and flourished in the region of Carmania. However, little is known of the history of the region during the late Bronze Age and early Iron Age. The region was settled by what? Iranian tribes in the first half of the first millennium. All right. Now, what did the scripture say about the carmanians? It says, also the carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Because basically the Arabs are going to unite, and it says the carmanians are going to join battle with them. Okay. It says and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. So why does it says remembering their nature? All right. I want to go to bear with me for a second. Should have just had it pulled up so I could. So I'm gonna see if this is the right one. Okay. So the portion I wanted, what I was going over just now, is let's see here in the portion where it says verse 30. It says, and the carmanians, verse 31, second Ezra 15:31 says, then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and they shall return themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Because for one, what was Ishmael's blessing? Because those Arabs are of the stock of Ishmael. Ishmael is basically intertwined in that situation. All right. In Genesis chapter 16 verse 9, it says, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, was talking about Hagar, it says, return to thy mistress, Salakia. I believe it's Sarah, but I read it from the jump. So Sarah and Hagar was getting beefed out, right? It says in verse 7, it says, and the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence comest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarah. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. All right, because Hagar had a baby by Abraham, but that wasn't the child to get the birthright. All right, Hagar was a concubine, so to speak, right? Because even Abraham had multiple wives, or a wife and a concubine, right? It says, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, now this is a blessing. This is not a birthright or a covenant. All right, this is a blessing. It says, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be what? A wild man. His hand will be against every enemy, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. So in that statement, it says he shall be a wild man. So what it says in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, in the 30th verse, it says, also the carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, that they were wild men. All right, and if they shall return themselves, conspiring together, because they're amongst their brethren, with great power to persecute them, these shall be troubled. These shall be troubled, bled, and kept silence through their power, and shall flee. So basically, it says, and I'm gonna continue reading. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Okay, so basically, what's going to happen is, in the land of Saudi Arabia, which is the Valley of Jehoshaphat, or the Valley of Decision, when it says you have the uttermost seat, that's with Saudi Arabia. As you see here, what it said, it says we have a choice to either roll out the red carpet for criminals or forcefully stand against injustice and remain faithful to our prophet, our Quran, and our Islam. Rouhani said, in apparent reference to Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states which have close ties to Washington. So there's going to be a war, a world war, of course, and a part of that war is going to be in Saudi Arabia, because that's where America will be able to station their troops, and there's going to be a battle with the Arabs and the Carmanians, or the Iranians, and it's going to be headlong by them, or pushed by them, because they're the main ones being attacked and afflicted. All right, and ultimately, Esau is going to win that war, but it's going to be a very a thrusting blow to the armies of Babylon. All right, because the Arabs are going to come, they're going to roll deep and they roll furious. Okay, it's going to be another guerrilla warfare type of tactic when they battle against the Arabs, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a whole lot to this that can be brought out, but for the sake of time, I just want to bring out the how the Carmanians are going to remember their ways, and this is how it's being pushed. You got the United Arab Front. They already got a governing body like the not the Brexit, but the pigs and the other. They got a United Arab governing body like NATO type of deal, but it's for Arabs. So and these guys are growing tired of America in their things. It says a sip of the cup. You know what I'm saying? And they basically tired sipping of that cup, man. You know, because all this basically breaking treaties, breaking sanctions, breaking agreements, not keeping their word. And so it says we're not going to roll out this red carpet for criminals. We're not going to let y'all slide and keep doing what y'all want and keep bullying us and other neighboring countries. So I thought this is a beautiful article. You know, you can read more when you get to it. But I just wanted to bring that out. You know, I hope it was edifying to you, Akim. And I want to say call law to y'all by Shimi Ashai, by Shimmer Kalkadash Brakathum, the other aunts, apostles / elders, GMS, and blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching, enduring truth, sincerity. A few women that follow also. Once again, sincere Habathum, Zaquayim, Wa Akwa, Shalom.